Joining me now is pollster and communication strategist Frank Luntz. Frank, thanks so much for being with us. An S show, a dung show, if you will, for those who didn't get the S part of it here in the United States. What exactly do you see as the dung show here?
It's the idea that nothing happens, nothing gets done, that we seek to demonize each other, delegitimize each other, dehumanize each other. And it's happening with woke culture and cancel culture on the left. It happens with populism on the right. And people look to own each other rather than to listen and to learn. And what I found in my focus groups over the last 2 or 3 years is that people want to speak. They want to be heard, but nobody wants to listen and nobody wants to learn.
And that's different than it is in other places?
It's much worse in America. I've spent a fair amount of my life in the UK. I got a PhD from Oxford. It's better there. It's actually more respectful, more civil, more decent. It's so hard to have a political conversation. Just ask your friends, your neighbors, your family, what happened in Thanksgiving and Christmas, that even during this time of this great pandemic, instead of understanding people's concerns, we demonize them, we condemn them, and we have social media to thank for that being presented every single day in the homes of over 300 million Americans.
What's it like for you, as a guy who's worked in part of this system for your entire life, to tell people in other countries, don't be like us?
Well, first off, we have to take responsibility. It's the pundits, it's the people like me, the pollsters, the politicians, and people like you, the press. We're not hearing both sides. We seek to affirm what we believe rather than to inform what we believe. We're not seeking the facts, the information. We're seeking to cut people off. And I have a love for the UK. I believe in the special relationship. I believe in what Britain has done for us. And it's so important in the UK to learn from us. It's important in Europe and in Asia to learn from us. Look, these are tough times for a lot of people. And we were expecting that things were going to change when we changed administrations. But the truth is, the fact is, it is just as bad, if not worse today, than it was a few years ago. And someone like me who listens to the public and learns from the public every single day, my message to you all who are watching me right now, don't seek to blame, seek to understand. Don't condemn before you walk in that person's shoes. We have a lot to learn from each other.
Now, I'm not seeking to blame here, as you suggest, but you were integral to the rise of Newt Gingrich in the 90s. Go Pack, and you worked with him messaging, right? And this is a guy who last week said that the January 6th Select Committee should be thrown in jail, or will be thrown in jail when the Republicans...
The best of Newt Gingrich was that contract with America, the idea that you would sign on the dotted line. And I'm hoping that Kevin McCarthy does the same thing with House Republicans this time. You make a public commitment, you sign like a contract that says these are the things that we will do, and if we don't, hold us accountable. That's the best of Newt Gingrich. That's the best of politics. The worst of politics is talking about jailing people. The public has a right to know. We have a right to know about our economy. We have a right to know about foreign policy and the threats that are happening right now from nations across the globe. And we have a right to a strong, healthy, vibrant democracy. And to give up those rights or to threaten people the way that some politicians do, that's why we're in so much trouble. And I say to every politician now, to every elected official, at least spend the next 7 days reaching out, listening, learning. It is absolutely appropriate to stand for what you believe. It's appropriate to draw the contrast, but it is not appropriate to destroy the lives of people you disagree with.
You've been honest about your role and your development, your evolution here. How difficult for you has it been to come to terms with your role in this?
I left. It's why I left the country for 8 months. I was getting absolutely, I can't describe the onslaught, because if you live on social media, if you tweet and you have Facebook and you're involved in the political discussions and the world comes at you because you're too left-wing for some people, you're too right-wing for others, you're too honest for some people, or you don't say what you mean and what you say for others. Honestly, I'm not going to use a four-letter word on CNN, but it sucks.
Yeah.
And I've come to grips with it. I believe it was the reason why I got sick. And I'm determined to learn from that. And that's why I'm so pro-vaccine. I'm so pro-science. I don't want government mandates. I don't want government control. I want people to do the right thing, make the right decisions based on the right reasons. And it's why I really appreciate this interview.
Yeah,
you're doing this straight.
I mean, to what extent do you feel like you helped create this monster? To what extent do you feel you played a role in it?
I was never really good at politics. If truth be told, I hated doing the negative, and so I stopped doing it. I wanted to present a positive reason for economic freedom, a positive reason to defend the democracy, a positive reason for a strong American approach globally. I don't want to take down my opponents. I want to convert them. I want to reach them, understand them, empathize with them, and then change them. And the problem is that's not what politics is about right now. Just take a look at the segments before this and at what's going on in cable news and social media and the networks. It's all negative. If it bleeds, it leads. And if it's negative as hell, we remember it. And that's what's wrong with American politics right now.
No, I got you. We led with the bomb cyclone, which is neither bleeds nor doesn't bleed. It's just a bad weather event that's happening in the Northeast. But I do get what you're saying. I also want people to know you had a stroke, right? I mean, you had a real major health scare.
Yes, and I had it on television. It was being filmed by the LA Times, and my students from NYU Abu Dhabi were in the back room of the focus group as my arm is getting numb, as I can feel it moving across my face. And so viewers should know I don't enunciate as well as I used to. This hand is still numb after 2 years, and it's never coming back. It's one of the reasons why I'm so careful and why I advocate so strongly for making the right decisions on the vaccine. No mandates, just be smart about it. Make the right choices. I didn't. I weighed almost 240 pounds. Now I'm down to the upper 180s, and I hope to keep it this way. I'm doing the best I can, but you know what? My sickness is America's democratic sickness. It's a symptom of what's wrong with the country, and if I can get myself right, so can American democracy.
Well, Frank Luntz, we wish you the best of health going forward.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
We wish America the best of emotional and mental and political health going forward as well. Let's hope we get all of it.
You got it.